good evening. I'm just back from the tree stand. It was some cold out there this afternoon. Time for a hot cup of coffee. Wood stove going in the background. I hope you can hear it crackling. Hot cup of coffee. Today was the last day of deer season. I would like to say I got some good news for you. But I don't. I couldn't get... I see a lot of deer. I won't say a lot, but I saw 2 bucks this season. I saw several does. I saw a 5-point buck about 3 weeks ago at the beginning of the season. Well, being today is the last day, he's looking a lot better. And this afternoon, I had a spike horn come by around 2:30. So that's good. We know he's in the area. And we also know there's several other bucks in the area. From what I can tell from cameras, and I've got another friend up here that hunts, and he's been running some cameras. It looks like we've got about 4 bucks in the area. One really nice one that has made it, so that's nice. He'll be here for next year. But outside of that, I couldn't put that big one on the nail this year. But that's all right. I still had a good hunt. I enjoyed the death out of being in the woods and sitting in my stand. I saw a lot of game from that stand this year. I saw partridge. I saw rabbits. I didn't see any. Sometimes you'll catch a coyote running by. I didn't catch a coyote running by this year. But I saw a rabbit yesterday. Maybe I've already said something in the video. I don't know. They seem to all be running together now, tired at the end of the day. But yesterday about 4 o'clock, there was a white rabbit that came by. A white rabbit on brown leaves. So he stuck out like a sore thumb. And if it wasn't deer season, I would have snagged him and he would have been my supper. But being deer season, he was off the menu until today. So if I catch him again, he will be on the menu. So now we can get on to our next adventure. My next adventure now is waiting for the ice to come in on the lake. And meantime, I've got a new fish house to build. So I'll be bringing you along for that build. I've been gathering pieces all summer and stockpiling them. I've got the skis, all that's ready to go. I've got a big window. So it's just like my other one. I like to have southern exposure with a big storm window that opens. I've got a heater already. I got to build the heater, but I've got all the parts for the heater. It'll be a heater combination stove. And it will all run off a 20-pound tank of propane. So it's just going to be a one-man fish house. What I want it for is I've got a honey hole down the lake about another 4 miles from where I usually fish. So I will put out my base camp fish house, which will be about 5 miles from here. And then the spot I want to fish is about another 4 miles beyond that. So I will have my regular base camp that I put out, and then I'm going to have this caboose that will be behind my snowmobile, one-man fish house, with the whole 9 yards all set up. So, and that way I can, if I have any problems down there, I've got a shelter with me. I'll have food, I'll have heat, I'll have blankets, I'll have all kinds of stuff with me. Because in the wintertime up here, there's no people. No people to speak of anyways. A couple people I know of, but nobody that could come help me, that's for sure. Not at 5 o'clock at night. So that's our next adventure. And now me and the deer, we can become friends again. we're always friends. It's just a few weeks in the fall that I want to get one of them. So I'm going to gather up my cameras in about 3 weeks. I've got 5 of them out in the bush right now, all spread out all over the place. So I'm going to leave them there for at least the next 2 to 3 weeks, maybe even a little bit longer. And then I will go gather them up and I will start to share with you what's on them game cameras. At this point, I have no idea. They've been out for 2 weeks. Like I said, I'm going to give them another 3 weeks, maybe more. And so I'm looking forward to seeing what's on them for bucks and times and all kinds of valuable information for next fall. So maybe that will change how I hunt next fall. We'll see when I get the information, and we'll go from there. It was a weird fall this year. I'm sure that's played into a lot of people not getting a deer up here this year. One is it doesn't seem like the apple trees have got the apples on them that they normally do. You know that from watching my videos, I have abandoned apple orchards around here. And we had a very dry summer, and it looks like it really affected the apple trees, because I got 3 trees right out in front of my cabin. 2 of them didn't produce any apples, which isn't that uncommon, because one of them is in every other. Actually, I think both of them, but they usually skip years. They're both like every other year apple trees. But out of I got one that's off in just on the edge of the woods over here, and that one produced a good amount of apples. They're all gone now. They were all over the ground. You couldn't walk anywhere without stepping on them. They're all gone, so they've been cleaned up. But the other 2 apple trees, which usually produce quite a few apples, they didn't produce anything this year. So hopefully that will change for next year, because the old abandoned apple orchard is a big part of my hunt in a couple of these stands. And if they're not going to produce apples, then I'm going to have to come up with a different game plan. But it was nice seeing that spike horn tonight. It was really nice. I would have liked to have seen that big one that I saw over 2 weeks ago now. But that's just the way it is. So this is, like I said, this is wrapping up this trip. I'll be headed home in the morning, and we'll be on to our next adventures. So if you liked, I don't have no idea how I'm going to put all this stuff into videos for you guys. I have just been videotaping at night, sometimes in the morning before I head out. So I'll see how this all comes together as far as how we release it. It might be just a big mess, and if you want to follow along, then I'll enjoy having you. But if you like this kind of stuff, throw me a bone. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the thumbs up button, and make sure to ring that bell so you get the notifications of what's coming out, because we're getting ready to move into ice fishing season up here. And I have got a honey hole that I found last summer by the boat, and I'm hoping it's just as good a fishing for lake trout in the wintertime as it is in the summertime. So we will see what happens, and we'll take it from there. So I'll see you in the next video, and looking forward to meeting you if you're new to the channel. And thanks a lot for supporting the channel. I greatly appreciate it.